We spoke about day trading futures, almost like a very introductory podcast last time. And I went over some general information if you're starting to day trade futures. Today what I wanted to do is get a little bit more specific. So what is the next step? So you decided you're going to day trade futures. You understand that the odds are really against you. It's a very, very tough business skill, but still you want to give it a shot. So here are some questions that you have to ask yourself, because like everything else, you have to have a small business plan. It does not have to be a MBA type of business plan, but just some questions that you need to ask yourself. And the first one is, how much risk capital do you have? How much risk capital are you willing to dedicate to this investment of your time and effort that will not change your lifestyle? That is the number one question. Once you answer that, and in my opinion, if you don't have at least 5,000 of risk capital, don't give it a shot. You're wasting your time. Next question you have to ask yourself is, how many hours on a daily basis do I have? Do I have 1 hour? Do I have 2 hours? Do I have 4 hours? And when do I have these hours? Are those hours during the active market session, which is usually around 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time, or are there different times? Because futures do trade 24 hours a day. After that, you got to talk about your desire, your motivation, your discipline, but that's good. Now we go into the next step. Okay, you figured out I have 3 hours and I have a certain amount of risk capital. What is the next step? You got to figure out which markets you're going to day trade. And again, those things will evolve and you can change as you go along. Are you looking to trade mostly stock index futures that have a lot of volatility on a daily basis? Perhaps you're looking to trade crude oil or gold or bonds. Here's another question. And actually, it's not a question, it's a suggestion. Assuming you are going to try those, if you never traded live before, after the demo, there's an excellent thing called micros. CME came up with the micros contracts a few years back. Those are 1/10 the size of the regular market contracts. So if, let's say, you decided I'm going to be trading the mini S&P, you can start by trading the micro mini S&P when you trade live. But we're not there yet. The next question is, what is going to be your edge? And that is a biggest question. Like, what edge do you have that will make you think that you can make money day trading futures? If you're thinking that you're just going to go there and try to average in or average low or just go with your instinct, save your time. You're going to fail. There's ways to trade a few of those markets together so you're not dependent on one market. There's a way to trade spreads. Example, you can day trade mini S&P versus mini NASDAQ and look for the relationship between the two. You can day trade the Treasury bonds 30 years versus the 10 years, and I'll go into that in more specifics on one of the next chapters. Okay, so those are some questions that you're writing yourself. So now, going one more step forward. What platform will I use for analytics and for execution? Will it be one platform that uses both analytics and execution? And I would recommend the answer should be yes in the beginning. And then who is the broker? Who is the broker that's going to assist you? And obviously we're doing this podcast because we're trying to gain your business by sharing valuable information. So we are definitely one excellent broker in my opinion, Canon Trading Company. And the reason I'm saying that is because we know a lot about trading from different angles after assisting many, many clients over the years. And we try to stay on top of the evolving industry, the evolving markets, the different techniques. We talk to clients, we hear, and we offer plenty of trading platforms and educational resources in competitive prices. Last but not least, it's time to paper trade. And that's when you have to decide, okay, how long will I paper trade? What is my goal in paper trading? Because paper trading is good. First of all, you have to know how to place stops, how to place market, how to place OCO orders, trailing stops, the simple mechanics, how to add moving averages and all of that good stuff for sure. But then you have to paper trade to show yourself that you have an edge and that you are keeping statistics, you keep in a journal and you see, okay, I paper traded for 3 weeks. Here are my results. I feel strong. I can go next. And my next step will be opening a live account, hopefully starting with the micro contracts. And that is the topic of the next podcast. But if you got to there, great. You probably did a good part of the beginning work, because now the next step is to make sure that you have an edge, to keep evaluating your edge, and to start executing it in live mode with tremendous discipline. So I know in the last 2 podcasts, I really just spoke and tried to share some of the experience that I've seen with clients and traders and myself. In the next 2 podcasts, I will share my screen and show some specific example of how you can explore different type of edges. And we'll do that soon. So thank you, good trading, and remember, futures trading is risky, so make sure that you use risk capital.